mock auditions are an essential part of the audition preparation process. The problem is that a lot of people do them wrong. Usually when you go to the audition, it's completely different than it felt in the practice room. The fact that there are people listening like that, the fact that it's a new room, and the fact that usually there's so much on the line, like you might get a job or you might get into college, gives you these incredible overwhelming nerves. And the main way I've found to fight against audition nerves and adequately prepare myself for the audition is to do daily mock auditions. Fake auditions. Maybe you've done some mock auditions and you still have audition nerves, or for some reason they haven't worked for you. If you don't approach your mock auditions in the right way, you can completely ruin them. You can lose the benefits of your mock auditions, and when you get to the audition, it's almost as though you didn't do any mock auditions. So today I want to talk about 3 ways that most people ruin their mock auditions and how you can avoid those mistakes in your mocks. But if you want to go really into depth and understand completely exactly how to structure the ideal mock audition, I'm doing a training with Noah Kagayama, who's the author of The Bulletproof Musician and a performance psychologist. It's called Optimizing Your Mock Audition, an 11-step checklist for effective confidence-building mocks. It's a live training. It's happening on Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, and you can sign up for it at robknopper.com/mock audition webinar. If you can't make it at that time, that's okay. You still have to sign up there and we'll send you the replay afterwards. The first thing that people do to ruin their mocks is what I call excerpt-splaining. Excerpt-explaining equals excerpt-splaining. You know the feeling like if somebody asks you to listen to them and they play, and afterwards you start giving your comments, you're like, oh, you were a little late here, the tempo was too slow, and they say, hold on, the tempo is supposed to be slow because blah, 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 blah. No, that is totally inappropriate. Mock auditions also help you understand if your excerpts are actually good enough to do well at the audition. At the real audition, there's going to be one person or maybe a bunch of different people listening to you, and they are each going to be focusing on different things about your playing. One person is thinking about rhythm, one person's thinking about musicality, one person's thinking about dynamics. Same thing happens in your brain. You are always focusing on certain things, but you might be missing other things. So in your mock auditions, you're bouncing your ideas or your interpretations of your excerpts off of other people so that you can see what kind of effect your playing has on other people. If you are playing for somebody and you think it's your job to explain to the listener how it's supposed to go, then you don't grasp the concept of mock auditions. The idea is that you're trying to get people's first impressions. If you play and there's some reaction from them like this doesn't sound right, it's your job to learn what that is and to change how you're playing in order to please that person next time. Yes, it's totally possible that one of your listeners might be hearing something incorrectly, or you might decide that somebody's comment conflicts with somebody else's comment and you're gonna throw one out. But the point is that every person that is listening to you is an example of one person in the music world. And at the audition, the judge is going to be just one person in the audition world. It's not your job to teach everyone else how your excerpt should go. Mistake number 2 that ruins your auditions is to break character during the mock. I'm talking about going into the room and saying, hey, how's it going? I'm talking about making eye contact with your listener. Unless it's going to be a college audition or a summer festival audition where you're allowed to make eye contact, you shouldn't make eye contact with them. In fact, you shouldn't even see them. You have to approach an audition like an actor. An actor does a scene completely in character. They don't turn to the camera and say, what'd you think about that? You should go in and just play from one excerpt to the next, to the next, to the next. Finally, when you're done and the listener says thank you, then you can break character. And you can say, oh, wow, that was so nerve-wracking. I can't believe it. Did you hear it when the fan started going? Did you hear it when that vacuum cleaner went off in the hallway? But in order to train yourself to be in character at the audition, you need to force yourself to stay in character during every single mock audition. The last thing that can ruin your mock auditions, and this one is a little bit more minor than the other ones, but it's if you pick your own excerpts. On audition day, you don't choose the excerpts. You play a set of random excerpts that are chosen by someone else. So at a mock audition, you should always have your listener choose the number of excerpts for you. What's going to happen is your listener is going to say, how many should I choose? Well, how do you know how many there's going to be at the audition? You just say however many you think there's going to be at the first round. They might choose 3, they might choose 8. That's a good thing. You don't want to get used to always doing the same number that you choose. It's also going to do something else for you, which is that if your listener is choosing the excerpts, it means that they have some reason why they might want to hear that excerpt. Maybe they like the piece. Maybe they're just into Young Person's Guide to the Orchestra by Benjamin Britten. Either way, when they choose the excerpts, they're going to feel more invested in the pieces that you're playing, which means that they're going to be more careful in their comments and they're going to make sure to say something about how you play. Before my audition for the Met Orchestra that I won, I did 6 weeks of daily mock auditions. 6 weeks of 7 days, that's 42 mock auditions. I just finished interviewing 2 of the recent audition winners in the Met Orchestra, Parker Lee and Stephen White, and both of them said that they did mock auditions to prepare for their Met Orchestra audition. So you need to do mock auditions in order to be successful at auditions. That's a given. So if you want to learn how to structure your mock auditions to be most effective and actually work for your audition preparation process, you can sign up for our new training. It's an online webinar. It's totally free, called Optimizing Your Mock Auditions, an 11-step checklist for effective confidence building mocks. That class is on Thursday, April 18th at 4 p.m. Eastern, and you can sign up to see it live or to get the replay at robknopper.com/mock audition webinar. All right, and I have one question for you, and I want you to put the answer in the comments. How many mock auditions did you do before your last audition? I'm curious. And if you have any questions about mock auditions, please put them below. I'll try to either answer them below or I'll answer them in the webinar on Thursday. All right, I can't wait to see you guys there.